we'll talk about NHGIS data. Again, this is coming from ipums.org. NHGIS is this green icon source here, and so we'll go and visit the site. We have to log in. You have to create a separate login for all of these different data sources and agree to their terms and services, and so you'll want to make sure that you're logged in. There I am now. So let's go and look at the data that's available. The big benefit of using NHGIS is that the data comes aggregated to various geographic levels already. Whereas we can use IPUMS and CPS to estimate things about state level demographics. Here we get that automatically, and we get it at more fine grain. So there's a lot of geographic levels that are available in this data. You can see all the way down. One thing that we can't estimate using IPUMS data is census tract neighborhood level data. And so let's go ahead and select that. It's also available for all years of the census, and so you can see all of the different collections that they have available. They have some other programs that are rolled into NHGIS, so there's some years that the census wasn't done that they have available. Let's start with just the most recently available data, so the 2018. And then we can take a look at the topics that are available. The way that we get data from NHGIS is slightly different than IPUMS or CPS. You can see that this is the same basic data that we have from IPUMS, because this is IPUMS data aggregated out for us. And so we can count the total population within a given geography. We can look at the age of residents. We can look at the breakdown by gender. All those things that we get from IPUMS, we can see at a different level here. And so let's just look at the total population, and maybe we'll add in race. So one thing you'll want to be careful about in using the topics is this and. So it's looking for anything with total population and race. All of the different variables are broken down into different data sets. If we change this to or, we get some, because there are data sets that have total population or race, but there are none that have both. A quick way to sort of get to the data that you want, you could see before that there's a lot of data sets here that get very narrow. If you click on popularity, it'll give you the most popular data sets, and those are typically the ones that you want. Right? If you just want the total population of census tracts, this is that base data. It gets more narrow. They go toward a population by sort of different subgroups. Here they have a data set, which I don't know why is included. I guess because I have race in my search, but median household income in the past 12 months for Black or African American alone households, it gets very narrow sometimes. What we want is the sort of general data, the total population of the community, the race of the community. When we have everything that we want, we don't need to use the topic search. We can get rid of those. You can just go by popularity. You can see what's sort of the most common things that people are using this data for, getting the educational attainment, the race, the median household income, the population, these basic demographics. When you have what you want, you just go to continue. It shows you the geographies you're using. I'm using census tracts. And this is actually the same basic screen that we've had on the other IPUMS. The file structure, it's telling me that the comment delimited, which is CSV, is the basic, the base choice. I'm good with that. It doesn't have as many detailed different formats that you can use. And I click submit. It'll take me to a similar website or a similar web page where it's telling me that it's processing this. It'll work on it. Once it's ready, it'll send me an email, and I can go download it. And I want to download it to a location that I know I can find it so that I can work with it in R. Working with NHGIS data is a little bit different than the other data forms that we've talked about. And so there'll be a special chapter about actually using that data for analysis just because there are a lot more variables that come with it. The way that they break down the variables is a little bit more complicated, at least initially.